My guest today is Dr. Sarah Sumner, the founder of Right On Mission. She tailor-makes mission statements for individuals, couples, families, and organizations. Her mission is to build integrity in the church. She's a speaker and the author of 4 books, and her newest book is called Angry Like Jesus, Using His Example to Spark Your Moral Courage. Please welcome with me Dr. Sarah Sumner. Dr. Sumner, thank you. So nice to meet you. And that's an interesting title for a book, Angry Like Jesus. That actually can probably cause a lot of people to react emotionally. What do you mean by that when you say angry like Jesus?
Yeah. Well, Jesus' anger is a different kind of anger.
Then what?
It's a different kind of anger than sinful anger. It's not like our anger most of the time. And so Jesus' anger is an anger that hates the sin that's happened against you. So many people have been through things that just shouldn't have happened to you. And sometimes we forget that we have a God who is so sorry and does not want that to have happened to you. It was not his will for you to be mistreated. Jesus' anger is against that sin. And Jesus' anger is there to tell us, how dare you not believe in the God who loves you? And God is faithful. And that's really the theme of his anger.
There is sometimes this idea in the church that being or feeling angry is a sin or it's bad or you're not supposed to do it. What do you say? Like feeling angry, that's a normal human thing, right?
Right.
And what you're saying is what?
Well, there's a commandment that says, abhor what is evil. And it's a sin not to abhor what is evil. So if we're like in the book of 1 Samuel where Eli has 2 sons who are in the temple and they're profaning the temple. And Eli was not angry. And this is Eli's sin to not be angry. God doesn't like religious corruption. As a matter of fact, I don't know anybody who likes religious corruption. And this is so much what we see Jesus' anger against is our own lack of integrity.
So anger, you would actually say, in some ways, anger can actually, Jesus type of anger can actually be healing to us. It can help us with addictions. It can even help us with things like bitterness.
Yeah, it can help us. Here's the thing. Godly anger battles against sinful anger. Godly anger goes against whatever your secret sin is. I had a secret sin. When I was about 22 years old, my parents got a divorce. And I always grew up as being kind of like sweet Sarah. I love the Lord since I was 3 years old that I can remember. But when my parents got a divorce, I was so disturbed inside. And I didn't even know I was angry. And I just kept getting skinnier and skinnier. And I didn't even know what an eating disorder was, but I had one. And Jesus' anger against the sin of the lies in my head. I had a lot of negative thoughts, and I just thought that they were true. And so I really was deceived. But his anger against my pride, because I didn't want to be from a family that was broken, his anger against the lies in my head where I thought I was ugly and I thought I was defective, just kind of overall something was wrong with me. And when I learned about his anger, I learned that he validated my pain and that he didn't want my parents to get a divorce either. And it made me love him, that everything I was sad about and all the hard things in my life, he hated it too. And he was inviting me to hate it too. But I had to do my own repenting. And, I kind of got well by being gentle with myself and having Jesus' anger. It's sort of a funny combination, like going, you know what, these are good arms. And I would pat my legs and go, God gave you these legs. This is good. And I would hold up my face. And, I talk about this. It's a part of my early testimony.
So tell me, what keeps you then? So give me an example of what it means to actually be angry like Jesus in a way that's helpful and healing.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? Can I go back to that passage? Because you just read that about Cain. Here's Cain. Cain's face falls because Abel's sacrifice is good and Cain's isn't. And now Cain is angry. And he has sinful anger. He has the wrong kind of anger because He's not trusting God. And that's exactly why God approved of Abel's sacrifice and disapproved of Cain's. Okay, now watch this. In the Hebrew, in the original, in the scriptures, it says that Cain's face fell. It's like his countenance fell. And that's what happened to me. When my parents got a divorce, my face fell. My face fell into a toilet. And now here's God who lifts up my face, and he's shining on me and telling me, Sarah, I love you. And I'm confused, even though I know him. So some of us have known him, and you know him, and you still have things to learn. And so his anger is against going, get those lies out of your head. And stop killing yourself. Live. I want you to live. And come with me, and I'm going to show you how to live. And I'm going to show you how to live, and I'm going to show you how to live in humility, that even though your parents are divorced, even though your family kind of blew up, and even though, and all the different things of my story or your story, I'm a good God, and God is greater. And he's greater than what condemns my heart, and he's greater than the lies in my head. And I got well. And those 15 stories, you'll find out other people who got well too.
Yeah, and so that's really the thing, isn't it? I mean, by being honest about what we feel angry about, receiving empathy for our wounds and our hurts, you know, we feel anger whether or not we admit it's there. And very often Christians just kind of shove it down and pretend like it's not there. In the end, that makes us embittered. That can actually make us feel more angry. And so what I hear you saying is be honest about the fact that you feel angry when boundaries are crossed, when you're violated or wounded or hurt by life. And in a way, being honest about your anger frees you up to let go, in many ways, of your bitterness. And it actually frees you from addiction. It frees you to be loving even towards your enemies, even if you feel anger at some of the things that people do.
Yeah, that's right. Jesus says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. We can truth our way out of any addiction. You can truth your way out of any secret sin. Or some of you go, well, you know what, I don't really have that. But everybody I know is stuck, at least in one way. And that truth will set you free if you get truth right there in your stuckness.
That's great. Well, Sarah, thank you so much. And the book is called Angry Like Jesus, Using His Example to Spark Your Moral Courage. Dr. Sumner, thank you so much for being here today. God bless you, and thanks for your encouragement. We appreciate you.